Have you lost weight only to gain it right back after returning to your routine? Did your diet work for someone else but not you? Rockin' That ID Life helps you understand your genetic makeup to find a lifestyle that fits your needs. Together, you and RockinThatIDLife.com can focus on your health and meet your goals today. That's RockinThatIDLife.com.
Center Ice Brewery is a proud sponsor of Let's Go Blues Radio. If you haven't heard, Center Ice Brewery beer is now exclusively available at beer stores around town, so make sure you pick some up on your next Milk and Eggs run. That's Center Ice Brewery. Please drink responsibly. Welcome to Season 10, Episode 23 of Let's Go Blues Radio. We're the often imitated, never duplicated. We're friends who listen to Endless Love in the Dark. We're the original St. Louis Blues hockey podcast. Special thanks to RockinThatIDLife.com and CenterIceBrewery.com for probably sponsoring the show. Please check them out. It's Wednesday, February 16th, and we're broadcasting live on YouTube and Facebook. This is franchise episode number 341 all time. To interact with the show, we are on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube and Instagram. Do a search for us. You'll find us. I'm Kurt Price, and my co-hosts tonight for the big show are Jeff Ponder and Bill Day. And on the agenda for tonight, we do have the Blues Leg and Egg versus New Jersey, but get back on track versus Chicago and Ottawa. It's Husso's net for the time being, I guess, until Binnington steps his game up. Armstrong wins his 500th game as a Blues GM. Parayko helps create Husso's new mask. And Olympic hockey, Team USA and women are in action, or the men were in action. Women are in action, and much more.
Men are heading home
On this episode of Let's Go Blues Radio. Yeah, the men shat the bed.
I thought this whole episode was supposed to be Claude Giroux. Claude Giroux.
That's one thing I didn't add into the notes, but the trade deadline's over a month away.
We'll discuss. I'm sure his name will come up again. Claude Giroux.
How you guys tonight? We had a late start.
Oh,
my fault.
Yeah,
my fault.
Yeah, well, it was the Gremlins. It was the Gremlins' fault. They deleted all your files, and
I mean, when you're show prepping and you're working with audio and video, and you don't know where you saved stuff, you kind of got to start. He's gonna start over because I was like tired of looking for it. I got to start over. So that was fun. So
I'm just trying to sabotage you.
Keith Jones has put on weight.
A little bit. Not bad. I still hit it. Oh, wait. Am I going to be let go of on a podcast now?
Yeah.
Is that right. Yeah. I mean, we're not as big as Spit and Chicklets, but I think we're bigger than Spit and Chicklets in, what country was it? It was some obscure country. We're like number 6. The 6th biggest hockey podcast in like Latvia or something. I think it is Latvia, actually.
It might be, actually. Was it Serbia?
I think it was Latvia.
Okay, maybe it was Latvia.
Maybe.
I remember we discussed Serbia at one point on this show. I couldn't remember why.
I don't think it was Serbia.
No, it doesn't matter.
Oh no!
I have a theory. On that. It's the guy that did the Canucks, the "Make Love to the Stanley Cup" song. That's where he wound up.
Romania.
And so
sorry.
Yeah.
We're number 1 in Romania.
He listens to the show.
He does. He listens to the show.
Number 7. How many times we're going to reference it?
Yeah, last it checked. We're in number 7 in Romania. We were number 6 overall in the United States at one point early last year, early 2021, something like that, or 20.
So, Bill, you're saying that Ivan Halachka listens to Let's Go Blues Radio. You can't just say his name. You have to shout it. Yeah.
Why is he German?
Ivan Halachka.
Is that how you say it?
He says
because it's like HRV. It's like Rivnak. HRV CK something, Hrvatska. I don't know.
I think he listens to see when Jeff's actually going to get it right.
Ivan Halachka.
Yeah, because I thought Jeff got corrected.
I don't know. Did I?
Yeah, after you were on Vancouver radio and asked them, you took Kurt's dare in it.
Yes,
and brought it up.
Right, and I owe you.
Yeah,
I owe you a beer. For
You
that.
do owe me a beer.
That's pretty good.
Unfortunately, it won't be at Center Ice.
No, not at Center Ice. What a segue that is.
How about that, huh?
The brick and mortar location in Midtown St. Louis has closed its doors. So the Sunrise Brewery, they decided not to renew their lease after the rent was apparently jacked up. So they'll still be brewing their beer, and it will be available in stores around town. So I assume wherever they were distributed to before, they'll still be there because they're still brewing beer. So so if you picked up Sunrise beer at a specific location, it should still be there.
I think they're still serving it at Enterprise as well on that one stand, I think outside 114. They're still serving it there. And I know Friar Tuck's pretty much, I think all Friar Tuck's locations in the area has them as well. I know the one in Fenton does. I know the one in Kirkwood does. And I'm pretty sure the one in O'Fallon, Missouri does as well.
I don't think
it's got to be.
Yeah, it's in Missouri.
It's got to be the Missouri side of the river
because Illinois
seen it available. Yeah,
not over here on the Illinois side.
And I'll say I went to closing night, which was this Saturday against the Blackhawks. Hell of a game to watch with a bunch of Blues fans celebrating the last day at Center Ice. And we'll add they're going to be back. I'll admit, I mean, I'll be quite frank here. Going into that night, I was thinking this is going to be a little somber. It's going to be, there's a chance maybe they're thinking about closing up for good. That's not going to happen. I can tell you right now, after talking to everyone, they are coming back. It is strictly a lease issue. Yes. And Kurt, what you said, I think is 100% spot on. I didn't even think about it. I think it was you that said it. The soccer stadium is going, 2 blocks away?
It's pretty close.
So, so I guarantee all rent in that area is just driving up. And Center Ice is just, let's get out of this now rather than have to pay an exorbitant amount. And let's go somewhere else, and that way we can be more profitable.
That's a shame too, because it would have been cool to hang out there before a soccer game and head over to the soccer stadium or something. And they would have seen an uptick in business because of that. So that's a shame that happens. That happens a lot. That happened over here with Jillia's Cupcakes and Crushed Red over in Edwardsville. They were there and 2 cool places, right? And then the owner jacked up their rent and they both said screw you and they left. And I was like, and the customers are sitting like,
yeah,
I know, jackass.
Yep, so. That's the American landlord for you. That's kind of been the case all around the country here.
Well, and I mentioned and I think it was their Twitter or Facebook that this, who knows, it could be something that, oh my gosh, this is a move for the better, once they finally get reestablished somewhere else. Could be a better location, could be a better whatever, a better setup. So hopefully it works out.
Steve Albers, if you're listening, come to South County. We have cheap rent. That's why I moved out here. Cheap mortgage. It's great.
Come across the river. That's
I'd be fine with that.
Much cheaper rent over here.
Yeah, I'd be fine with that. I'd head out there for games. That way I could have an excuse to come to your side of the river and actually see you jokers more.
Yeah, just come to Troy and do the Troy thing and, just put one of those video gaming machines in. Right. You'll be gold.
There's about 14 strip malls here that have space.
Right. And you'll have little old ladies in there 9 a.m. every morning. You're sipping on a Bud Light. Well, not at your joint,
Old Arena
Lager.
Right. Collinsville's got a ton of space over there. Ton of space in Collinsville.
Yeah, there's some space over here in South County. I don't know if they're looking West County. I know some space is open there. They've got plenty of options. They will be back. I think it's just a minor, let's kind of sit back, reassess, let's get everything moved out, and then they're going to start looking to new locations. And I don't know, might be a month, might be 6 months, might be a year. I don't know, but they'll be back.
I think we should give them one piece of real estate advice, though. Don't try to go into a former Chinese restaurant on Lindbergh in Mid County. It's just a bad move.
What's the story there?
That was the other joint that we used to pimp on the show. Don't even want to.
I forgot. Blue Note Sports Bar.
Right,
oh, gee, yeah, that place.
That was literally bordering North County, because that was right at the, I think, was it St. Anne or Florissant border of Maryland Heights.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it was south of 70, so I consider it Mid County.
Yeah. Cool place. Shitty owner. That's what that was.
Not really even a cool place. I mean, we were there before he was putting all the reno in. He did a lot of work, had a lot of neat things.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It always seemed cold in there.
Yeah.
The heat didn't work or something. But there was a lot of cool memorabilia in there.
Yeah.
So the official beers of episode number 341, you can follow each of us on the Untapped app. My handle is CPrice12. Jeff's is JPonder94. Bill's is Billy Blue Note 33. Jeff, you are on. You're up, sir.
So tonight I am trying something I've never had before. I literally have not had a drink of it yet, so my first drink will be on air. I'm a little nervous to do this, but we'll see. The Strawberry Chocolate Guilty Pleasure Porter from O'Fallon Brewery. They did this with cherries and chocolate about 10 years ago, and I was not a fan. So I'm actually hoping the strawberry is better. So here we go, folks.
Bud Light glass.
Take.
Oh, I hope...
You missed it, Kurt.
Oh, I remember my first beer.
Hang on, let me try it again.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm
same face.
I'm sorry, everybody. I'm not a fan of this one. It's I don't know. I can't decide what it tastes like. It's not strawberries and chocolate. I'll tell you that much.
You know, it's you said strawberry and chocolate, right? And you had, see, I was thinking, I think, with fruit beer, I think I prefer my chocolate to be the pairing item. Like if I got like a cherry beer to like eat something chocolatey with it, M&Ms or whatever. That to me tastes pretty good. But so the strawberry chocolate is not very good, huh?
Well, Kurt, since you missed it, and I'm sure you'll want to rewind it. I'll probably have to grab that still.
Beer out of the fridge.
Your girlfriend even commented and said that reaction was classic, Ponder.
I missed it. I missed the highlight of the season.
But
all right, don't worry. I'm sure that'll be screenshotted.
Right. You could have caught it if you had the YouTube chat or had the YouTube going on in a separate monitor.
I did, but
it's too late. I guess you could rewind, couldn't you?
Yeah, I could. That's okay. I'll look at it.
We don't need to worry about that, fellas.
Check it out later.
O'Fallon, let me before we move on to Bill, say O'Fallon makes plenty of fantastic beers. One of my favorite breweries.
What?
This one was just a miss for me.
Show the can or the bottle. What is it? A can or a bottle?
It's a bottle.
Okay. Okay. Pleasure. It looks like something. It sounds like something you buy at a sex shop. You're probably supposed to pour it on someone's body, not drink it.
I don't. That would probably stain my sheets. It's pretty dark.
Your sheets are already stained.
Well. With love, not with beer.
Stained with love.
This show is off to a great start.
Yes.
Yeah. You need a sign on your front door. Don't mind the sheets. They're stained with love.
Stained with love. Actually, that's my new heavy metal band. Stained with love.
I like it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Bill. Continue taking us off the rails here.
Whew. I will attempt it.
Magic
tidy.
Magic what?
Magic drip
Drip.
Boulevard Magic Drip, barrel aged wheated imperial coffee stout.
Magic Drip, isn't that what you get after you're at the urinal and you pull your zip up? You get the last magic.
That's why my sheets are stained with love.
It all ties together, and we didn't plan this. It's amazing.
No. How is it, Bill?
It is it's good. It's 13.5% alcohol by volume, and most of it's gone already. So it's gonna be a good show. It's a really good. It's an awesome, for a cold winter night like tomorrow's gonna be. Not so much like tonight, but it's awesome. Love it.
Ken Morris said in the YouTube chat, the only thing that goes with beer is pepperoni or salty potato chips. Mr. Ken, really depends on the beer you're drinking.
Yeah.
I mean,
I had a little chocolate donut with this one before the show.
I love
it was perfect.
Salty chips or peanuts or something with a lager. It's good. Or an ale, but yeah, I mean, the only thing that goes with beer,
pretzels with your pretzel beer.
Yes. And actually, like I say M&Ms a lot because M&Ms go really well with like pretzel beer, chocolate and pretzel, and they go well with like a cherry beer, so cherry wheat. So yeah, you're really limiting. I mean, to say the only thing that goes with beer is a salty item. There's a lot of different beers out there.
Yeah, Ken, when we had Tim Hortons here in St. Louis, I frequently would eat Timbits and drink stouts. It's a great way to go. Unfortunately, we no longer have Tim's here in St. Louis.
On the side of the can, that is this right here. Okay, I don't know if you can see that on this. My beer, my beer is the peanut butter chocolate milk stout, the Absence of Light from Four Hands. And on the side of the can, it says pairings, chocolate cake.
Right, and that's a perfect pairing for that.
It is. I don't have chocolate cake here.
Look. Ponder's already cheating on his guilty pleasure.
That's my second beer, which I might be opening sooner than I thought.
Oh, you know what? Okay,
power through it.
Yeah, you power through it, and you get about a third of the way through, and you're like, okay, I'm coming around in this beer, warming up to a little bit. You adjust to it if it's a different kind of. You've been there, right? You have a beer that you don't like or surprises you the way it tastes. Like, oh, I don't like this, but you bought it, so you're gonna drink it. And a third of the way through, halfway through, you're like, okay, all right, I can. This is all right.
I've told my wife we do not waste beer in this house. Beer is never wasted. The only beer that I've ever, I didn't do anything with. I literally just gave it to a friend. I think I've told you guys before, that hoppy lager. It's literally lager if it were an IPA, and it was the most disgusting thing I've ever tasted in my life. I literally, when my friend came over, I'm like, please take this.
Oh, yeah, and I guess I already did mine. So the peanut butter chocolate milk stout from Four Hands in St. Louis.
Matt Harris already has a comment of the show possibility here. Love stains were my least favorite part of going through puberty.
Let's see if show is taking a turn.
Mm-hmm.
I blame all of us, really. Well, not so much Bill. Yeah. Bill was not really a part of that, but
Bill's always the innocent one. Guys, we really are off the rails here. I really think that there's only one thing that could bring us back, and maybe that's some Today in Blues history.
Well, as luck would have it, I happen to have
oh my gosh,
Today in Blues history. Shockingly enough, Today in Blues history, courtesy of the @STL Blues History Twitter account, February 16th, 2007, Clark Street in front of Scott Trade Center was named Brett Hall Way as the Blues celebrate their third decade.
I thought that was weird. I think that was just to get people out and talking about the Blues, get the news stations out. I thought it was weird to name that Brett Hall way because I thought, this was obviously in the mix of when they're terrible.
Yep.
I don't know. What the statue was already announced, right? His number was already retired. I just thought, man, they're really pushing this Brett Hall narrative.
Well, it's not unusual to have a street named after somebody. Mark McGwire had 40, right? Was it 40?
70.
70. Yeah, yes, named after him because of his 70 home runs. Is it still Mark McGwire?
No, they took it down a couple years ago.
Okay. I was going to say I haven't seen it in a while.
Yeah, they took it down shortly after, I think, the whole scandal with him and the
but there was no ceremony
Congress.
to that? It's all just it was quietly taken down.
Yep.
Austin Lynch, what's wrong with love stains?
Somebody who's still going through puberty as we speak. Sorry, buddy. Austin was there with us on Saturday, actually. That was a good time. Glad he was able to join us.
Bill and I were not there. I had my kids, so I was here hanging with them. So
otherwise, it's a pretty good strategy for him, right? Hell, you could have brought your kids. Who gives a hell, or who gives a shit about the liquor license? Right?
Who gives a hell? Yeah, that's true. I think I'll turn on the women's game. So 10-11.
I got it. I've got it on. It's on.
Oh,
it's going.
Okay. Yeah. I thought the way you said it was like, it's okay. I got it on. Well, I can't see your TV.
Just come over to his house at commercial.
And February 16th, 2005, the 2004-2005 NHL season was officially canceled due to a labor dispute. 04-05. That was depressing. That was
I remember that day because we were all still hopeful like that they'd get something, a 48-game season. Remember the talks were always like, well, if they start now, they could do a 60, like it was like a 62 game, then it was like a 55, then it was a 48. Yep. I think it even got down to like a 36. And then it was like we didn't hear any possibility, and it was like, uh-oh. And first sports franchise to lose first sports professional sports league to cancel an entire season over a lockout.
Yep. Sucked.
That was the worst.
Sucked, and then we did it again.
Yeah.
Not an entire season. They at least learned that lesson, but 2 more lockouts after that. So, and now baseball wants to be hockey. I don't get it.
Baseball. There's rumors that they're going to get it resolved, but we'll see. We'll talk some Blues hockey. They're game against New Jersey, Chicago, and Ottawa, along with some goaltending stuff after this break.
You don't live your life like the guy you see at the gym powerlifting 7 days a week. You also don't live it like the cycling class instructor or the vegan who gets her steps every day. So why go to the vitamin store and try the same stuff they're using and hope it meets your needs? Newsflash, it doesn't. RockinThatIDLife.com is here to help you better understand how you respond to food and exercise. Their supplements are developed to make sure you're using quality products you can trust to achieve the results that are meaningful to you. Is your goal to improve overall energy, achieve deeper sleep, lose or gain weight? The answer to all of those options? Rockin' That ID Life can help. Our friend Dustin at RockinThatIDLife.com is here to help you do life better and achieve your goals, not someone else's. Get started today by visiting RockinThatIDLife.com or emailing Dustin at RockinThatIDLife@gmail.com and tell him Let's Go Blues Radio sent you to receive 10% off your order. That's RockinThatIDLife.com and start your betterment journey today.
Matt Harris in YouTube chat, I guess he's going to bed soon. He said, before I go to sleep, Super Bowl thoughts.
Kurt, you were at the parade, right? Celebrating the Rams win.
There were tens of people there. Tens of people at that parade. Actually, the Bengals can still win if Mike Pence has the courage.
Yeah. Stop the vote. Stop the scoreboard.
USA hits the post. He
had it
for
anyone who's
flooded the shop.
For anyone who's maybe listening on the podcast or those of you who are listening live, we are all watching the Women's Olympic gold medal game here with U.S. and Canada. So you'll probably hear a lot of reactions from us throughout the show.
And we're wearing red, white, and blue, kind of, on this show. Ponder's white.
Right.
Bill's
Yeah,
red.
wow. We totally planned that.
It's more gray than blue.
Totally.
But, you know.
This is more khaki.
It's
than white,
Illini,
but
right?
Illini, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's So I assumed it was blue because
some blue in it.
the name on the front.
Yep. Which means more than the one on the back.
Thoughts on the Super Bowl? It sucked. That's my thoughts.
I thought it was a good game.
Not at all what I wanted.
Let's be honest. It was an exciting game.
Yeah,
it was a good finish. But
it was.
But
it's just
the
shit at the end with the
they don't call
penalty flag
anything.
on the hold.
They don't call
anything all
the whole
fucking game.
And then all of a sudden, whistle.
Yep.
And
they missed a false start from the Rams.
They missed a false start. Which was terrible, and the pass interference call was bullshit. The first one, the second one was legit, but the first one was the Rams. They were fortunate that the officials called things on that last drive when they hadn't called stuff all game.
Right, and so maybe they're due one makeup call because of the face mask.
Sure, that was a terrible no call. Terrible,
but yeah, that was,
but still,
you don't get 3 makeup calls for one missed call,
and
especially on the game-deciding drive.
Right, that's the thing is that a bad call in this first quarter, second quarter, there's all kinds of time for the other team to, rebound from a bad call that cost you, right? But bad calls on the last drive, I mean, you're handing a team a game. So
it's almost like if there were a hand pass in overtime and it was missed and it led straight to a goal.
Yes. Yep. Too bad. Imagine if that was just one game. Imagine if a playoff.
Or imagine if that was game 7.
That was the only game, or game 7.
Right.
Oh,
yeah.
That was game 7. Oh my God. Oh my.
Can you imagine? This city would have burned down.
Can you imagine?
And I think Braden Shen would have started the fire.
That would have been well. His dad's a fireman, so it'd been okay to put it out. But yeah, the Sharks. That was the same season that the Sharks benefited from that bad call when Pavelski got hurt, and they got the 5-minute power play. They scored 14 goals and won the game. They tied. They tied and then went overtime.
From an offside call against the Avalanche.
Yeah, so
that helped decide that series.
If they had won that game in game 7 on a hand pass to go on, I think people were already ripping on San Jose for being the benefactors of bad calls to get that point in the playoffs, and people would have lost their shit.
I mean, that was the most furious I think I have honestly ever been at a hockey game. It was kind of late, right? Wasn't it one of the 8 o'clock games?
Yeah.
Or I think it was a 7 o'clock game, but still it was kind of late because it was late at night.
Either way, it was late.
It was still late because it was an overtime.
Yeah.
And I remember just standing up on my couch and yelling and screaming and what the fuck? And I knew my neighbors can hear me right now and I don't give a shit.
It was probably, for me, it was probably the most that's not fair moment as a fan. Not to sound like a whiny brat. That's not fair. But it is to oversimplify it. That's the way I felt. And I'm just standing there. I don't think I yelled at all. I was just my jaw was on the floor. I couldn't believe that they missed that.
It's not like they were playing handball out there.
We're not playing handball out there. Yeah, but you were, dude. That was a weird comment. We're not playing handball. Yeah. But you were.
You kind of were.
I don't think that was the loss in translation. I don't know what he knew he was talking about there.
Yeah, no, my recollection from that game too. I was probably the maddest I've ever been at a sporting event, and I was pissed off going in. We had a softball game that night in the work league's softball, and I told my entire team, don't want any updates on the game, don't want any updates on the games. Well, people on the other team work with me as well, and they knew, and they were giving me spoilers every time I was at the plate. So I was pretty pissed off because San Jose jumped out to the lead, right? So I was pissed off the entire way home. Like, I don't even want to watch this game. And the Blues tie it and take it to overtime. And yeah, pretty awful night.
We really should watch that game again with some of the guys from Teal Town.
Fuck.
Oh my God.
Yeah, rebound, slot,
I'll still get
score.
mad. I'll still get mad. I know I will. Because I still get mad at the Yzerman goal.
That's you know what though, the Yzerman goal is different though. That eliminated us. So that's a different level of that goal scarred me. I mean, out of any sporting event, any incident in any sporting event ever, it was the Yzerman goal affected me the worst out of anything. I think that was terrible. Yeah, Team
USA
Canada's up
down 1-0.
Canada's up 1-0.
So let's just go ahead and say this too. If you're podcasting and you are waiting to watch this game, watch the game before listening to us because we will have commentary on this game as we go.
I mean, the game is not exactly. It's not 3 a.m. It's 10 o'clock. So I think if people want to watch it, those who want to watch it are probably going to watch it.
Eastern time zone listeners, they might already be in bed.
If they're in bed, they're not listening to us.
No, I'm saying if they're podcasting. Tomorrow. If they're like, I'm going to listen to Let's Go Blues Radio and then watch the game.
But
you know what? Okay. You would be fun for those people. Hey, here's what we'll do. Right now there's 12:45 left in the first period.
Ooh.
You can watch the game and listen.
Oh.
You can listen to us. You can listen to us and watch the game at the same time if you want to do that. I think that will make it even more fun for you.
Coach's challenge.
Oh, that's very much offside.
No goal. It's coming back. Wow,
nice. Close. All right,
that was not. She's offside by like a
foot and a half.
Adam Gold in the Facebook chat says my starting centers on my fantasy team are McDavid, Eichel, and Matthews, but you three are much more entertaining. Let's go Blues. Thank you, Adam. You're a wonderful man. I don't care what everybody says about you.
Matthews, Eichel, and McDavid. He said?
McDavid, Matthews, and Eichel. Yeah.
To be fair, all those guys have the personality of a wet blanket. Nobody. Matthews maybe a little more. To be fair.
Speaking of completely going off the rails, the new Shoresy show. You guys saw that, right?
No. I mean,
there's going to be a new Shoresy show.
I heard that there's going to be a Shoresy show, and I will.
There's a teaser out there.
What's the discussion here? It's easily a no goal. What are they talking about? And here's the decision. My volume's down, so I'm waiting for the signal. Yeah, no goal. Awesome. That's great. No, you know, if this game ends up, if this game plays out like the last game did, USA dominated that almost an entire game, but Canada just won on the scoreboard. They were opportunistic. They scored more goals. That's just the way it worked. And if this game plays out the same way as far as like time of possession and offensive zone time, USA should win this game. I mean, granted, Canada's been the better team in the Olympics, but USA owned them that first game. They just couldn't score.
They did.
They only scored 2
that
goals.
Was definitely Canada's biggest off game.
Yeah, and like I said, if USA, if this game goes the same way, you know, not looking at the scoreboard, just time of possession and stuff. That's got to favor USA big time. Yep. Anyway.
So I think we got some Blues stuff to talk about.
Now the Blues laid an egg versus New Jersey a couple of games ago. Binnington was in net. And this is the goaltending talk is just getting more and more interesting as the farther we get into the season here. Binnington was in net. He allowed 5 goals. 2 of the 7 goals were empty netters. Gillies was in net for New Jersey. Who played 1 game for the Blues earlier this season, an overtime loss versus Anaheim that my kids and I were at.
Me too.
And Ponder was there too. He was then waived and picked up by New Jersey. He hasn't been very good.
He was traded.
He was
traded. Traded for future considerations.
That's right. Hasn't been very good. But neither is New Jersey.
Well, fuck it.
Oh, one of those. Jesus Christ. This is not going to.
Damn it, I'm behind you guys. This sucks.
Yeah. Cavallini.
Well, Bill's ahead of me by like 3 or 4 seconds. So Canada won
Sarah
nothing.
Nurse.
No, Not a good showing for the Blues coming out of the 11-day break. Blues lose 7-4 to a team they absolutely should not have lost to in St. Louis. New Jersey is last in the Metro with 39 points.
Ooh.
They're 17, 28, and 5. Minus, that's a bad goal against. Minus 36
No,
goal differential.
It's a great goal by Canada.
Oh, went off a. Did it deflect?
It's huge deflection out.
Okay.
The slot by Nurse.
Okay. I didn't see that.
Yeah. First time around, it looked like it was a bad goal, but what a deflection.
Okay. Minus 36 goal differential. 7-15 and 2 on the road. They are
on this game. New Jersey. This was their third game coming out of the All-Star break, right? So they did have their legs under them already, whereas the Blues were still kind of, and you could tell, especially in that first period.
Yeah.
Especially, God, that first goal by Subban, the one-time pass from Falk. I mean, just awful. And it was like, okay, it might take them a period to get their legs back. I was like, let's just hope they can get out of this period 1-0, 2-0. Well, then they turned it on. They had a great second period, I thought.
Mm-hmm.
And also, let's not overlook the fact that New Jersey had a game the night before as well. So they were playing a back-to-back. Yes, they had their legs under them, but they were also probably a little tired. Blues played great in the second. Looked awful again in the third period. Just bad coverage. A lot of gaps in coverage. Bad neutral zone play. There was just no good passes. The rush was awful. They made Gillies look like a superstar at times. Just not a good game by the Blues overall.
It was, overall it was a bad game. Binnington had an off game. And this game, especially that backhander, was it New Jersey's fourth goal?
Yeah, the one where he cut across, right?
And then the fourth goal, the one that put them up by 1. After they tied it, they scored like a minute and a half, 2 minutes later. It was not I mean, if you listen to the New Jersey broadcast, they're like, what a shot! I'm like, yeah, I mean, okay, well placed, but that's a shot that Binnington should easily stop.
Who was that? Was that Brett?
No, it was I should have the thing up here. I don't have it up here.
I'll look it up. It's fine. But no, I agree. That was a bad. No. You could tell Binnington was just not square, wasn't ready for the shot.
It's bad timing too.
Bad goal.
It's bad timing because we had just, they had just tied it, and it's okay. Time to buckle down and get the lead back, and then they score right away again. And then Shen scores later, and then they score right after that again. It's like, what the hell? So, and this is probably the game that gives Husso the net for the Blues, I think.
It was Heischer, by the way.
Okay. We talked about how Binnington has been the victim of poor play in front of him, too many good chances being given up in front of him, and he's played better than his stats have shown, all that stuff. But Husso is still outplaying him. And Binnington probably had, and this was a bad game for Binnington. I'm not going to make excuses for Binnington. He didn't play very well in this game, in the third period especially. So I think with Husso's play, as good as it's being, he's been one of the best goalies in the NHL. So he has to play. So it'll be interesting to see when Binnington gets back in the net. Husso was in net for the 5-1 win versus Chicago. Much better showing by the Blues. Got good goaltending from Husso, goals from Perron, Joshua, Tarasenko, Sundqvist, and Kyrou. Chicago's lone goal came from Dylan Strome in the second period on the power play. St. Louis outshot Chicago is 31-16. I guess 6 shots against would be a record. Both teams were 1 for 3 on the power play. And I said this on Twitter. This was kind of a must. I thought this was a must-win game for the Blues, not in terms of standings or anything, but I just thought you lost to Winnipeg before the break. You lost to New Jersey after the break in a bad game. It was an embarrassing game against New Jersey at home, and you're playing a really bad team at home. And it's a rival, not what it used to be, but still a rival. You don't want to lose to Chicago, especially when they suck and you're good. And you're trying to get back on track. You don't want them to come in here and just make it 3 in a row. That would suck. That's bad. So they really needed to win this game. to get back on track against Chicago, and they did. They played well, I thought. And going into a game against Ottawa, which they should have won this game too, and they did. So,
right. We talked about it last week. Just about the favorable schedule that we have in pretty much the month of February. Right. The toughest game is Toronto. It's the period where you don't have to play your best hockey, but you can't play your worst hockey. And after that New Jersey game, I was afraid we were going to be playing our worst hockey. And for that bounce back game against Chicago, big Saturday night win, that was awesome. And then going into Ottawa, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of a coin toss. Which way do we go with this?
Mm-hmm.
And they outlasted them. So
right, because
I was.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say this was. Kurt, I agree with you. This was, and not the actual terms of must win. We all know what that really means, but but in the sense of being a team and with momentum swinging one way and confidence, this was a must win game for the Blues. They had to come in, and I would even say they don't need to just win. They need to dominate the game. If they squeak this game out 2-1, 3-2, I think you're still looking at it like, okay, they just barely beat a Blackhawks team that is awful. But they came in and they dominated. They played Blues hockey. They played great defense. Husso was great in the net. And obviously they got the timely goals. So this was what we all wanted to see, I think, going into break against Winnipeg. And like you said, Kurt, with the loss to Winnipeg and then the loss to New Jersey, this would be one where it's like, okay, like, when do we hit the panic button? So seeing them come out, play well, not only just get the win, but play great and show that they are a top team in the Central Division, that was just what this team needed going into the Ottawa game.
Husso was in net again versus Ottawa on Tuesday night. Matt Murray was in net for Ottawa. Left the game in the third period with an undisclosed injury. Blues won this game 5-2. Although Ottawa did have a chance to win this game or to tie this game. They had a 5-on-3 power play in the third period for 1:14. They hit the post. Bertuzzo blocked a shot to help maintain the lead. So
on that play, I was actually, again, I think Jamie Rivers has done a great job stepping in for Darren Pang personally, and John Kelly does a fine job behind the pipe or behind the mic. But I had an issue with them talking about how Ottawa never really grounded and never got any great chances. And I don't know if you guys heard them talking about that after that 5-on-3 ended. And I go, that was a hell of a chance. That was the best chance of the game. That hit post by Stutzel. Yeah. I was like, that was the best chance of the entire night.
Yeah.
Like, yes, it was only one chance, but it's hockey. We all know you just need that one chance. So I was a little annoyed by that commentary. I'm like, they had a damn good chance. Bortuzzo did a great job, and was it Sundqvist that ended up swiping it out? Great job by the Blues to recover from that hit post.
It was nice to see Bortuzzo. He got walked earlier in the game on the goal that beats Husso wide when they cut across the slot. I forget who that was. But Bertuzzo stumbled and got walked wide, and he looked bad on that play. So it was nice to see him bounce back. And like I said, Bertuzzo is going to give you everything he's got. So out there, he's not going to take a shift off.
Speaking of Sundqvist, we'll talk. He scores in this game, but did anybody notice late in the game he blocked a shot with like a couple seconds left, and it looked like he was hobbling off? They didn't say anything on the broadcast, and I tried to look for him in the line to make sure he was out celebrating the win, but I never saw him. So did you guys notice that? That made me a little nervous.
He's got sore knees. He told someone that in an interview that his knees are sore. So that could have something to do with it. I mean, he blocked something and it hit his it was knee, leg, and it irritated it. But he's apparently playing with sore knees anyway. So, and that was Chris Kerber that said that on the radio today, that he was playing with sore knees.
Yeah, and I did not notice that, Jeff. And I know Barbashev came back, but I was scared after he took that puck right off the ankle. That looked, it was a nice block shot, but no padding, no protection there. So
The
be a shame if
backwards
both
kick.
of those guys wind up hurt. Yeah.
Yeah, that was an amazing block. That was like a men's league block. That was like one of those where it's like the guy's like maybe trying to get out of the way, but it ends up hitting him in the skate. That's what that looked like. But you could tell with the way he did it that was intentional, and it was impressive.
Tarasenko had 2 goals and an assist in this game. Buchnevich had 3 assists. Thomas had a goal and 2 assists. Shannon Sundqvist also scored. Thomas had a good game. They talked about it during the game about how he was shooting more. And it was funny because I had just thought that, he had just had a couple shots. I'm like, man, he's shooting more, which is something everybody's like thinking he should do, because he's a pass first guy, which can be fine. But I mean, you got to shoot when you got the shot. And he was doing that more last night. Well, I don't know if it's a thing to come with him or not, but it was good to see him. And he got a goal on a great shot. He's got a good shot.
He hit the post later too, right?
Did he?
I think he did. I think the Blues had a power play and he hit the
crossbar
post.
on a power play.
Yeah. He did. You're right.
Yep. You got to take when you get your chances. You got to take them. You get. We joked all the time, and it was actually probably the most serious people have ever been about a guy not shooting the puck. Adam Oates passing with an empty net. That's the kind of thing you
Craig
get.
Janney.
Robert Thomas.
Janney passes on breakaways.
Yes, but
I've seen him drop pass on a breakaway.
I'm pretty sure Adam Oates actually did pass once with a empty net, trying to get it to Brett Hall so he could score another goal. And it's like, shoot the puck, Adam. Who cares?
Maybe. I saw Janney one time on a breakaway drop pass when a defender was between himself and the guy he dropped the pass to, and they didn't get a shot. So it was.
Yeah. Well.
Anyway, bad decision. Take the shot.
I think that Robert Thomas. I think maybe part of the reason for him. I'm not overly impressed by his shot in terms of velocity and speed. I think he can pinpoint it like he does with his passes, but I just don't think he has a very hard shot. I think he's where he's at because of his creativity and his ability to pass.
I like his wrist shot.
Yeah.
I like his wrist shot.
And that's the thing is I think he's worked on his wrist shot because I think when he came up in the NHL, his shot was still pretty weak. But I think now we're starting to see an NHL wrist shot from him. So maybe that's something he's been working on. And yeah, hopefully it's a sign of things to come when we see him shoot the puck more. I hate when you guys do this.
Canada just scored again.
That was a terrible goal.
It looked like it. Maybe it was tipped.
Poulin.
It was a 2-on-2 situation. One of the forwards broke the net. The trailer shot
it. That's a bad
defensive zone turnover.
Yep, that's a bad.
And that's on the forward too, because
unassisted half screen flutter shot.
Never saw it. She didn't see it, and that's on the forward too, because the forward had time and she was trying to make a play, and she instead of trying to get it out. That's bad.
Yeah, that's a. Well, she hit Poulin on the clearing attempt, I think, right?
The forward kind of curled around the puck and didn't do anything with it. She waited.
Yeah, that's bad. That's bad.
And she got a strip from her. She delayed. Now, first period still.
Yep, still plenty of time.
You got to think he had to score a couple goals to win anyway, so we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
The line of Tarasenko, Thomas, and Buchnevich combined for 9 points. Husso stopped 18-20 and played well again. Shen has scored 8 points, 4 goals, 4 assists during a 5-game point streak. Ottawa forward Zach Sanford had 1 hit and 1 block shot in 15-26 of ice time in his first game against the Blues since being traded. He played over 15 minutes. I barely noticed him.
Yeah, I was going to say this was a reminiscent for me of when one of his hot streaks would end. It was like, he put up like his 4-goal game, and then he put up 2 goals and then a goal. And then the game after that,
oh my God,
it would be, Zach Sanford's not even playing tonight because he's unnoticeable. And that's what it was for this, because I'm actually, like he was in his hot streak, I would look for him on the ice and say, okay, there's Sanford. Get him the puck. He's hot. I would look for Sanford in this game, and I couldn't find him because he was nowhere to be seen in this game. Just behind the play, not forechecking, just a very late, lackadaisical play from him this game.
Canada's on the power play, Team Canada women, and 40 their power play efficiency in the Olympics is over 45%. This could be the game right here. This going down 3-0. Yeah, yikes.
Yeah, they scored here. Cavallini doesn't start the second.
Jeez. Armstrong. This is Armstrong's 500th win as Blues GM. He might be the best GM in the NHL right now. What do you guys think about that? Armstrong, best GM in the NHL right now, yes or no?
Considering I was calling for his head in 2018, I'm going to say yes. I was asking for that guy to be fired for the longest time, and he turned this franchise around, and he's definitely up there. He's definitely the mechanic of this team, and he's proven me wrong. Let's put it like that, and I'm happy he has.
Yeah, once he got the Ken Hitchcock out of his system, I learned to love him.
Once he had his Hitchcock removed.
Yeah. Yeah, no, he's made. I mean, how many brilliant moves, and he's got the Blues set up pretty well. The one piece. Here's your obligatory Claude Giroux reference. All respect to Claude Giroux and what he could potentially bring to this team. What the one piece that we might need is really a defenseman. The construct of this team, the blueprint that Army's put together, it's hard to argue. The team could have gone completely irrelevant after 2 bad playoffs in a row, but we're in the thick of things. I mean, we're in a tough division. It's going to be difficult to do anything with Colorado on the heater that they are, but Colorado still has to get out of the first round.
I said before, we're going to finish in the top 3. We're not going to play Colorado in the first round. So round. Yeah. We're either going to be us or Minnesota, for second and third. But and Colorado is going to win the division, barring an epic collapse.
Well, but Nashville. I think it's us in Nashville.
You think so? I don't think so.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think maybe Minnesota's up there. I think Blues might get Winnipeg or Dallas in the first round, which I'd be happy with.
Either one. Yeah. So speaking of Armstrong, and I think we each can probably agree that trades are his forte. That's what he does best. Fantastic at making trades. Where he has stumbled in the past has been re-signing his own players. What contract right now would you say is most likely to not be a good one? Like, what's the worst contract the Blues have right now on the books?
Scandella.
Got to be Scandella.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, because I loved that signing at the time.
Yeah.
I didn't like his signing. I didn't like the money or the length. I liked re-signing him, but
quick.
I liked signing him, but it was too long and too much. I liked him at the time.
It was the short sample size.
Yeah.
He looked like a natural fit with Parayko, and that's nowhere to be found now. So
I thought he got like $1.5 million too much, and yeah. That was.
But hey, we're gonna throw him in for a deal with Jacob Chikrin, right?
He's gonna be in the Giroux deal now.
It's gonna be Scandella for Giroux, 1-for-1 equal.
No,
money.
it's gonna be a 3-way trade where the Blues end up moving Scandella, somehow Berglund and Sobotka, and they're gonna be getting back Chikrin and Giroux.
That's a great deal.
I'd like to have Giroux. I just I don't want to give what we got to give to get him, because I think we may need to give part of that to get the defense we need. So,
I think if you're going to get Giroux, you've got to move one of your top 6.
Mm-hmm.
I think you got to make the
Drew's
money
a rental.
You
Drew's
can't,
a rental.
But you can't. I mean, unless you put somebody on long-term injury reserve, you find a Mark Stone on your roster. I don't see how you can make that work financially.
How much does Drew make?
7, I think.
Okay. Well, I mean, I think. Yeah, I don't know. You got Scandella. You've got. I don't know. I got to pull up Cat Friendly. You got Scandella. We got who else? We've got here. We got Sun. Let's be honest. Sunquist is going to be hurt, so that's 2 3/4.
So Giroux makes 8.275.
Okay.
I just don't see them.
Very difficult for the Blues to be able to.
I think it's exactly what you said on Twitter, Kurt. I think they're trying to drive his price up. Is all they're doing.
Yeah, and that's
that way. Colorado will be tougher for them to get him.
Yeah, and if Colorado and both Minnesota are rumored to be in the mix, which is what they're talking about, Armstrong better damn well be in there, making offers to bump up the asking price for him, to make Colorado give more to get him if they want him.
I mean, he is the All-Star Game MVP, guys. That's a huge deal.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm
he'll
looking
take just a little bit less because he's got a new truck.
Right. Yeah, right.
I mean, even if you do ditch Scandella, and even if you do any of Sunquist is hurt, so Sunquist 3, that's we're still a couple million short.
No, it's not going to happen. I mean, literally, the Blues would have to be like, if we're going to do this, you got to take on a Shen,
but
Tarasenko, and I just don't see that happening.
That's not going to happen for a rental. You know what I mean?
Agree, but to make the money work, that's
I know.
the only way you can do it.
I know, but that makes no sense then for the Blues.
Yeah,
unless it's a 3-way trade or a package deal or I don't know.
It's not going to happen.
We get multiple players from Philadelphia. So we have salary going back. So it's not just a rental. Giroux might be a rental, but we might get somebody else long term. I don't know.
Mm.
Very interesting. We got over a month to go yet, but and I'm sure it'll heat up. I think Armstrong is going to get a defenseman anyway. I don't, and this could him being involved, rumored to be involved with Giroux, could be a huge smokescreen. Like I said, 1, to drive up the price for Colorado or Minnesota, and 2, to make it seem like, well, maybe we don't want a defenseman. If we look desperate for a defenseman, maybe the asking price goes up for some other teams. If we act like we don't want one, maybe somebody will accept less for a defenseman we may want. Who knows? Big cat and mouse game.
Well, again, I think back to Larry Plow, 2001. When the rumor was they're going to go get Eric Lindros. And I remember on ESPN, the Blues had a game, and they were even talking about what Eric Lindros would look like in a Blues uniform. Who would he play with on the current roster? It was pretty much a done deal to the media and to the fans. And next thing you know, Keith Tkachuk is the one that's coming to St. Louis. And it was, whoa, wait a minute. That's a better pickup for the Blues. I think this is a similar thing. We're hearing Blues involved on Giroux. Armstrong's doing that as a smokescreen to keep Colorado interested, and then he's going to go out and get somebody.
Who did we get before Tkachuk? Like a few days before.
Mellenby.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. We got Mellenby, and then we talked about that. Was it last week, 2 weeks ago?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we got Mellenby, and then we got Tkachuk. Yeah, that's right. Anyway, hopefully Armstrong is the best GM in the NHL come the trade deadline on March 21st. That'd be nice.
We'll see.
I think he's going to pull it off. I mean, I think there's why wouldn't you? I mean, you're in win now mode, and it's obvious what you need. It's obvious. I think you have to go out and get, at least try to. And
go out and get Jinsey done. She's available.
I would, and I don't expect him to get, the big names that are floating around. I fully expect him to get a guy that were like, hey, didn't know he was available. and he fits in perfectly. He's a big, strong defenseman, solid.
That's
makes
exactly what happened
2.5,
with
makes
Scandella.
$3 million. You know,
right?
Yeah.
Isn't that exactly what happened with Scandella?
No, Scandella
Because
wasn't.
he had
he fit.
Well, I'm saying he had already been traded to Montreal, that season.
Montreal acquired him from Buffalo.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so it
for
was
a 4th
they're
round
not
pick, and we gave them a 2nd round pick, and it was
and
a
it was
great
like
move
they're
for
not
Bergevin.
nobody would have thought that Scandella was going to move. And again, remember at the time that was what the Blues needed because Bouwmeester went down. So when they did that, it was, oh, that's a pretty good move. Put him with Parayko in the second pair. That's exactly what you need. And I think we're going to see the same thing here. It's going to be somebody we're not even talking about.
Hopefully it's
Victor Hedman.
And Scandella was good at the time, we just said, but I'm hoping for somebody that is going to make an impact, more of an impact, not just a guy that fits. Yeah, Scott Mayfield. I've said that before. He's perfect.
That's exactly who I want.
Yeah, me too.
So he's a little bit younger, Bortuzzo, but he's local. I like the local angle.
Well, it's local, and yes, he's a younger Bortuzzo, but I also think he's got a higher ceiling right now than a Bortuzzo in terms of a playoff run. I think he can provide you some solid minutes late in a playoff series.
Look up Mayfield.
He is a St. Louisan. You don't have to guess on Bill. He knows.
No, I know he's a St. Louisan. I'm just
looking at his cap.
2.1, I think. Because I looked him up recently.
What the heck?
He is.
Drum roll, please.
1.45.
Oh, cheaper.
Yep.
What's
2 years at 1.45?
2 more years, this year, next year, or
so
2 more after
this year and next year.
Next year.
See, that's good.
Yep.
And it makes it more expensive too to trade for.
Yeah, agree.
So,
yeah, and New York might be saying this is a throwaway year. We're not doing anything at the deadline.
But from that perspective, isn't the guy that you're not talking about Zdeno Chara?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want him?
I did hear that. Today that Chara is somebody that they are shopping. So
yeah, but I mean, he said before. I mean, if I don't know if it's changed just for playoffs, but he wanted to stay on the East Coast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but a playoff run with a good team, give it another cup run. I think you could persuade him.
Do you want him?
I'd take him. Third pairing, like second pairing guy on your penalty kill. I don't care how old he is. He still plays great defensive hockey. So yeah, I'd take him.
Yep.
Covers a lot of ice.
Upgrade that penalty kill. Upgrade that penalty kill for the second round matchup against Colorado. I think
for a full season. No.
Right.
So I was against when people were saying signing him in the off season. I was against that. But bringing him in for a playoff run, I'm all for it. I think he's got plenty left in the tank.
He makes $750K. So
yeah, he took a league minimum contract to sign with them.
Well, he's 44 years old, so 45 years old. Kind of has to.
Now you're telling me though that somebody out on the West Coast or in the Middle America wasn't at least pitching him $1 million. I bet he took that.
Sure, but I mean, he's
stay on the East Coast.
He's made his money, and I think he made it known he wants to stay on the East Coast. So it's an easy decision. It's like $750K East Coast or 1.25, for whoever. I'll stay on the East Coast.
Yeah.
Char is interesting. I don't know. I want to see a list of names in front of me. I haven't really compiled a list.
I believe Vladimir Chebaturkin is available.
No.
No? Murray Barron?
It's been a while since we've had a Chubby Turkey reference on the show, so way to go. Yeah,
Kurt, Montreal, one of these days. Oh, go ahead.
So I was gonna say we're in Montreal tomorrow night. And not that Sherratt's going to play, but Sherratt and Petrie are available, according to
Sherratt
the new GM.
Sherratt was put on IR, so he is not available.
Mm-hmm. Right.
That's that missed. Who was that? I couldn't see the name with the hair, but that killed the U.S. Open net, and she whiffed on it, fluttered it, hit the post. That should have been a goal.
Sarah Nurse.
It should have been 1-0 U.S.
Oh, that one. Yeah.
That was terrible.
Yeah.
You got to bury that. It's a gold medal game. Come on. We'll talk about Husso and Binnington a little bit after we take this break and hear from Sunrise Brewery. Do you like hockey? No, of course you do. Do you like beer? Of course you do. Are you 21? Well, let's hope so. If you answered yes to all of those questions, run on down to your local beer distributor and pick up a 2-4 of Old Arena Lager, the Beauty IPA, or any other delicious hockey-themed beer from Sunrise Brewery. That's right, Sunrise Brewery beer is available at various beer stores around town, so check around for the one closest to you. That's Sunrise Brewery. Let's go Blues! With Binnington underperforming and Husso playing very well all season, and we kind of touched on this earlier. I mean, it's Husso's net now, right, guys? I mean,
oh yeah.
And so
yeah, I mean, I will still defend. Cart, I know you commented. My old friend from the radio, Pro Joe, Joe Kennedy. I know he posted something earlier comparing Binnington's numbers to Allen, and then Husso's numbers to Binnington from the 2019 season. Eerily similar, yes.
Yeah.
But that is not the case here. I will still defend Binnington because he has won in the past, and he has proven that he can come back and play well when he needs to. So, and he's been the catalyst for the Blues in the past. So, yes, that is why I still defend Binnington, and I don't want to say gave up on Allen, but I kind of did because Allen had years to take that number one job, plenty of opportunity, and never truly did. So it's a different situation. I will still defend Binnington and say, again, we've said this on the show, you need him for a playoff run. Eventually, he's going to, just like when he was way up here, and we kept saying he's eventually going to regress back down to earth. It's the same thing. He's way the fuck down here now. He will eventually rise back up to where an NHL goalie should be. But having said that, Ville Husso's out playing him. Sure. You have to play Ville Husso. He is your starter at this point. Maybe in a month we're having a different conversation. But right now, all that matters, he's winning you games. You got to play him.
I think when you brought the comparison up that Joe Kennedy made about comparing Allen and Binnington's numbers, and Allen's numbers when Binnington came up compared to Binnington's numbers now, my response basically was, well, I mean, let's be fair. At the time, what had Allen ever won at the NHL level? Nothing. And he won a playoff round. There was no, like you said, Jeff, there was no history there of him taking his game to the next level, putting the team on his back, and taking them all the way. Binnington has earned the benefit of the doubt, especially, which we've talked about on the show a lot, how fickle goalies can be. And I think I responded to him in a couple, one of the posts was, just look at Bobrovsky. I mean, he every couple years, he's massive swings. He's Vezina caliber 1 year, and a couple years later, he's putting up a 900 save percentage and a 3.5 GAA. It's like, and he's like nothing. So, and that lasts for a couple of years. So he goes back. He goes through ebbs and flows and drastic changes, and he's a 2-time Vezina winner, and playing great this year. So I mean, I don't think that Husso gives us the best chance to win right now. And I've said this before. I don't give a shit who is in net, just win. Give me the guy who's the gives us the best chance to win. And right now it's Husso. And the team's playing better in front of him. He's playing better than Binnington. It's a no-brainer. Do I think Binnington's gonna keep playing at this level that he is now? No, I don't expect him to. I think he'll trend back up eventually. Whenever that is, I have no idea. But I mean, we're gonna have him for a while. So I hope it happens sooner rather than later. But
yeah, I would say Husso probably deserves to keep going, but wouldn't be surprised if they don't throw Binnington the start in Montreal.
I was going to ask you about
tomorrow
that.
night.
Yeah,
to give him
that was
give him a little bit of confidence. The Habs are in the midst of a historically bad year, and it could be a confidence booster. But then again, if the game goes bad, oof. But he's certainly right now. You're not giving Binnington the game in Toronto, right? That
no.
Do not start him in.
Even if you start Binnington tomorrow and he shuts out Montreal, I think you still start Husso on Saturday. I mean, you got to go with the guy who's been the hotter hand.
I get it, but I would not. I mean, if that does happen, I wouldn't surprise me at all if Berube gives Binnington the start against Toronto and says, starts after a shutout. He's done that before. He's rewarded the guy who pitches a shutout. But I agree with you. I think Husso gets the start.
Do you do that with the Hockey Night in Canada game? Because that's what it is. In Toronto.
That could be disastrous. Very disastrous.
Yeah. I mean, no, I agree.
There's
I would start Husso. I'm just saying that if Binnington shuts out Montreal, I think there's a slight chance. Now, I don't think it happens, but I think there's a slight chance that it crosses his mind to roll with Binnington in Toronto if he plays a good game. Now, I don't think he should or he will, but I think there's a chance.
I mean, Binnington has proven to be his guy in the past. And Kurt, while I'm talking here, I don't know if you saw my Slack message. Just thought you should see that. Anyway, yeah. So I thought I would love. Hey, there you go. This guy's so good.
Actually, you know what's funny is that. Oh, you're like, yeah. I saw that right before your message. So, but thank you.
Okay. Yep. But anyway, no, that was kind of my after the Blues won in Ottawa, and then actually even after the Chicago win, I thought, okay, you got to go back to Husso against Ottawa. But a 8-win Montreal team, that's tough, because that's normally reserved for your backup, right? But you keep going back to Binnington, and he's not getting you the wins. He's not getting you the results. Well, so it's such a tough conversation. But I think we're going, and that's the thing too. We've talked about this schedule in February, just an easy schedule before it gets a lot tougher in March. You've got to get Binnington at least 2 more starts this month, right? I mean, we're halfway through the month. There's I think 5 games left this month, 4 games. You got to get him at least 2 more starts against some easier opponents before your schedule gets really tough, right?
You know what? I mean, I don't know. I mean, this is a tight division. We need points, and we don't have back-to-back days. There's a lot of days off the second half of this month. So we play Montreal, day off, Toronto, 2 days off, Philadelphia, 2 days off, Buffalo, a day off, then Chicago, then a day off again. There's a lot of days off. I don't. You're not going to overwork Husso. I totally get getting Binnington some work, and I'm sure he will. But man, I don't know if Husso keeps playing well. I think you play him until he doesn't, and then if say he has a bad game against Philadelphia, okay, then you go Binnington versus Buffalo, maybe. But I don't know if Husso keeps playing well, why sit him in a month where, I mean, you're not going to overwork him. I don't know.
I don't know.
I also you don't expect it, but you might get one of these crazy games where the opponents wind up with 45 shots on goal, and you want to give them a little bit of a break the next game.
Maybe.
Not that we expect that to happen with anybody but Toronto in the rest of the February matches. But I don't know, weirder things happen. But the good thing is we can go with either guy, right? We want to go with Husso because he's the hot hand right now. But Binnington, and this is why I think you play him tomorrow night in Montreal. Get him a little bit of confidence. Let him angle, put himself in position to be the guy to start back in Philly, where his magical run started 2 years ago. I think he feeds off stuff like that.
That's a great point. I didn't even think about that.
Right now.
God damn it, Bill. This is why you're such an amazing panelist.
So who starts tomorrow? Just Binnington or Husso?
I
Husso.
say Binnington.
I say Binnington too.
I say Husso.
Even though I personally would probably start Husso, I think Binnington goes tomorrow. I think
it would make sense to start Binnington, but I also think it makes more sense to start Husso.
And then I think go back to Husso against Toronto, and let's say Toronto whoops us or we lose, whatever. Then that gives an opportunity to go right back to Binnington in Philadelphia, depending on how we played in Montreal.
Ben H 301, which that might be a new live listener. He says, we shouldn't even need a good goalie performance to beat Montreal. They are easily the worst team in the NHL. If Binner starts and we somehow lose, there's an issue. So that kind of bleeds into your guys' point of starting Binnington tomorrow. Go ahead and get him to start against one of the worst teams in the NHL.
I mean, and not just because, well, partly because it's the worst team in the NHL, but also because I think you can ride out Binnington the rest of the month because Toronto, obviously, and assuming he was playing well,
you mean right?
You mean Husso?
That's what I meant. Yeah, sorry. Toronto, obviously. Philadelphia, if he plays well against Toronto, Philadelphia is a no-brainer. And then he's on a roll at this point. Buffalo, and then Chicago. He played well against Chicago last game. You got to go back with him against Chicago again, right? And then next month in March, we have the Rangers. They're playing well, but then the Islanders, New Jersey again, and then Ottawa. So the 3 of the first 4 in March should be winnable games too. So
yeah, so you got a couple opportunities there to start him. Any back-to-backs there?
There's only the back-to-backs, the 12th and 13th, and the 5th and 6th, and 12th and 13th. Yeah. So the Islanders and the Devils. So we'll split those.
The 12th and 13th.
Yeah. Nashville.
One of those?
Yeah.
One of those might be in Nashville.
The 12th.
Oh yeah,
the 12th. So
that's an afternoon game.
You going, Jeff?
I am not.
You said you were going.
Yeah,
you said you were going after your Philly trip got canceled.
Yeah, well, there's still some talk we might, but I'd say 80% is a no. I want to, but I know you guys are going, so that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Yep. Any Blues fans listening who are planning on going to Nashville for that game, make sure you let Kurt and Bill know. Maybe you guys can meet up for a drink or something.
Still pissed they moved that game from 2 o'clock to 11:30. 2 o'clock
was
perfect.
Earlier.
2 was perfect.
Yeah.
So I want to give a little love to Dean13 here. He says, hi. By the way, that's a new live listener. Hi, I'm a new hockey fan, and I've really enjoyed it so far. I'm a Blues fan. I like your uniforms and logo. P.S. Thank you, Jets. Not sure if you want to elaborate.
Jets.
Not sure what that means, but yeah, Dean13. I agree. I think we're a little biased on this show, but I think we have top 3 best uniforms and best logo in the NHL.
Yeah, simple and good. Less is more.
And great color scheme.
Yeah, blue and gold.
Yep,
love it.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome aboard,
my high
Dean.
school colors.
Welcome aboard, Dean. My middle school colors.
Wow, did we go to the same? That doesn't make sense. I was going to make a joke there, but it doesn't make sense.
My high school was blue and white.
Oh,
you know who my high school was, Jeff? You should know. I told you
the Little Midgets.
The Freeburg Midgets. The Little Midgets, like the Big Giants.
Whatever they were called, I can't remember.
The New York Big Giants. Just the Midgets.
No, what was your high school?
The Freeburg Midgets.
Was that really your school?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't realize that was actually your school. Man,
Yes.
how about that I kind of knew that?
We make national news every now and then for offensive names.
Oh, damn it.
No, that's
Oh, no, that's a
different game.
replay.
Yeah.
Oh,
You sound like an old man. Oh, they scored again. No, Dad,
I
that's a
literally
replay.
turned my head and I saw Canada celebrating.
It's the Marie-Philippe Poulin has the Americans number reel that they're playing right there.
Gotta love those.
Coming up on the midway point in the game in a few minutes and still 2-0. So Parayko helped create Husso's new mask, and he hasn't worn it in a game yet. I'm waiting for him to, I guess, get accustomed to it or break it in or whatever. But his new mask is badass. Although I guess you don't fix what's not broken either. Kind of like Ryan Miller, change it from the white mask to the painted.
Yeah.
They went downhill.
Did he end up winning a regular season game with that mask at all?
I think so. He was here he played I thought so. Could look it up.
Yeah, but I know he won a shit ton with that white mask.
A few. Yeah. I don't know.
I know he won playoff games with the other one.
I don't have his game log in my queue here.
Well, it doesn't matter. It would just matter on like what day he switched masks to, which I don't know if we have that readily available.
True. I don't know. But Parayko had, so it's funny because the article on STLBlues.com, when I first read the headline, I thought, Parayko painted this mask? Chris Penkert wrote this article, and man, I knew Chris from a long time ago. Yeah, you did too, Jeff, right?
Yeah, great guy.
Yeah, he used to run BluesNet, right?
Mm-hmm.
BluesNet, wow, back in like 2001 or 2 or 3, something like that.
Way better than any other Blues site in existence,
but
including
almost
this terrible site called letsgoblues.com.
Awful site, awful.
Awful.
Yeah, he had a forum and everything, and then it
was great.
And he got a job with the Blues, and he had to shut it all down.
Yep. Yeah, it was a shame he didn't like try to transfer it to anyone, because it would have been nice to see that site stick around. That was a nice site. I always wondered why he didn't have like a real domain. It was like bluesnet dot whoever his internet provider was .com.
Bluesnet.brick.angelfire.com.
Brick? It was Brick. Yeah, you're right. It was Brick.
It was Brick. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, get a real domain. Come on, it's like $15 a year.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so no, and the mask is fantastic. I have the designer here somewhere. I tweeted it out too to give him credit, because in the article, who is it? David Gunnarsson of Dave Art, who creates goalie masks for many NHL goaltenders, including Jordan Binnington. So yeah, and Parayko suggested, I guess he just came up with ideas. You've got the Cardinals on there. You've got the Blue Angels with like the Disney planes like faces, I guess, on the Blue Angels. Is kind of neat. Cool painted trumpet on the one side, Louis on the other side. Yeah, it's I love the style, the way it's painted. It's like I don't know, describe it, like a rough, right, like a rough outline painting kind of thing.
Not polished whatsoever.
No, and I love it. I love this. It's a textured outline, I guess. It's cool. I like it a lot.
Yeah, the landscape in the bottom with the yellow and blue, yep. That's beautiful.
It's got a Bobby tribute to Bobby Plager with a heart. Yep. On the is that the skull plate, right? Yeah. So yeah, it looks really good. I like it a lot. One of the better Blues masks we've seen in a while. It's up there. So nice job, Colton, for those ideas, and nice job, Dave Gunnarsson, for pulling that off, which looks great.
Yeah, he's just one of the top 3 goalie mask guys in the last for a while. He's been producing some really great masks. So great work.
Yeah. Again. Oh boy. Yep. That's rough.
It's over.
Oh,
I was just about to say I was just about to say, Cavallini looks like she finally settled in and was making the routine stuff. And this is from a really, really bad angle.
I didn't see it until I heard you go, yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, you're way
somebody's
behind.
got to pick that. Somebody's got to pick Poulon up there too. I mean, she's streaking in all alone.
Oh wow! Oh
yeah.
man!
And she just throws it back out into the crease, and Cavallini kicks it in.
That's...
I think you gotta go for broke and make a goalie switch and make them play for the goalie.
Ugh. Oh, they want. Yeah,
you got half the game left to go.
I mean, you got to. I mean, you got to score to. I mean, get on the board at least. Jeez. You want to get at least on the board, make it at least 3-1 before the start of the third. Maybe try and get 2 goals in the third. Jeez. Whatever.
Yeah,
okay.
Canada's just going to grind this game to a halt now. They're going to play in that
over
corner
until it's
for the
over.
next 5 minutes.
I believe. Come on. We believe in miracles. Yes.
We're scoring right here. Right here. 2-on-1. Here we go. This is a goal. Oh, not even a shot on net. That was a good defensive play.
I can't wait till I see this play.
Oh
my. Oh my goodness. Oh, guys, we got a 2-on-1. Oh, I hope we score here.
Everyone's
oh, come on, please, please, please. Oh, not even a shot on net.
There's a better scoring chance coming up in a second, Jeff.
Oh, well, I'll keep watching.
Yeah.
And all you can do is make noises. You can't.
Loud noises.
Somebody's going to clip these sounds of us off. What the hell do they do on that show?
Yeah. So speaking of Olympic hockey, Team USA men lose to Slovakia, and Team Canada loses to Sweden. Both teams are out. The best team in the preliminary rounds, Team USA, gone in a shootout against Slovakia. Lots of blown chances for USA. Right,
and lose the game, lose the lead in the final minute.
Oh yeah, had the 2-1.
I'm glad NyQuil knocked me out before then.
Well, okay, so we got the lead 2-1. USA did, and then we had a 5-on-3 power play later in the third to try and extend the lead. Couldn't. Then a 5-on-4 power play. Couldn't. Had a great chance with 2 seconds left in regulation with it tied. Couldn't score. Lost in the shootout. No USA shooter scored in the shootout. One shooter scored for Slovakia. USA was 3-0 and outscored their opponents 15-4 going into this game.
Manfred Mann in net was fantastic.
She was great.
He was great.
Sorry, I'm watching the women play. Sorry.
Yeah, Manfred Mann. I actually kind of want to see Strauss man, by the way. I can't believe you guys let me get away with that the first time. I'm like, did they not hear me? He was great. I loved watching him in net. I thought he looked fantastic. So it'll be interesting. Every now and then we see guys like in the Olympics, back in the day, they'd have a great Olympic and then they get at least they get like a tryout with with the NHL, and it would be cool to see some of these guys because they had such
96,
a great Olympic.
96?
No, that was 92. That
92?
was 92. And he that was Chicago signed him, right? And that was right before Belfour. So yeah, that was pretty
I thought he looked great.
Yeah.
LeBlanc?
Man was great. LeBlanc too. Yeah. Sure, I'm sure LeBlanc had a great run.
No, I don't think he did.
Straussman looked very strong. That crazy thing, like he's 5'11", which is what I am. Not that I'm a even amateur caliber goalie, but
here we go.
That's small.
Power play.
Small.
Getting on the board here. That's what we're doing.
Yeah, Jorges Larac going to the box.
Big George.
Big George.
Big George.
Nice try on that name.
Yep.
I don't think that's how the French pronounce it.
No, it is. That's exactly how they pronounce
Okay.
it. Yeah, you mentioned the chance at the end for the U.S. men. Matty Beniers, I thought, had a really, really good tournament. I watched all the U.S. games. Why was he not used in the shootout? He's got some great moves. I was really shocked. And listen, we watched the games. That's it. We aren't around the team. They had 5 practices before the Olympics. They skated together the whole Olympics. I'm sure the coach knows much more than me, but I was just very shocked to not see Matty Beniers in that shootout. I thought he had a great Olympic.
Oh, yeah.
Why wasn't anybody in the shootout besides who went? Because they didn't look good. I don't think they got good shots off. I didn't like
The first
their
2
shot
guys
selection.
took the same exact shot.
Yeah, I didn't like their shot selection at all in the shootout.
Yeah. Why didn't you just go back to TJ Oshie?
Yeah, TJ Sochi, baby.
The first 2 shooters did the
yeah.
same thing.
In the shootout.
Yeah, it was the exact same move by both of them.
Yeah.
And Andy, is it Mealy?
Mealy.
Mealy, yeah. I thought he had a great tournament too, and I was surprised to see that he's pretty a lot older. I think he's a guy that, and again, I'm just speculating here. Maybe teams look at that and say that guy might be able to fill out our 4th line. He's a veteran, but I thought he had a great tournament too. But yeah, I thought Slovakia played a great game against the U.S. They stopped the rush a lot. The goalie, I'm drawing a blank on his name, Vibar or whatever his name was. He was great in this game.
Yeah, Rybar.
Rebar?
Yeah.
Rybar.
Rybar.
Rebar, I believe.
Spelled Rybar, but pronounced Rebar.
Okay.
Yeah. He was great, and they just couldn't capitalize on their opportunities. It was a shame to watch, but seeing their preliminary stuff, I thought they had a good tournament. It's a shame to see them lose that way, though. Crazy that we had 10 minutes of 3-on-3 and nobody scored.
Yeah. And it's crazy that USA and Canada both lost.
Yeah.
But to Slovakia and Sweden, and the USA women are playing right now and they're losing 3-0. So granted, gold medal game. This is a rematch, of course, from 4 years ago when USA
8 years ago and
12
years ago.
Well, and USA won in a shootout 4 years ago, and Canada is looking pretty good right now. Shots on goal are 16 for Canada, 20 for US.
Yeah. And the US has iced it twice on this power play.
Well, power play is over now.
Well,
yeah.
No, there's 10 seconds left.
They are going. Yeah, they're trying too hard at this point, and Canada's just going to shut them down.
I want to see him just get that first one. You get that first goal, and stuff can change. You just got to get it though. Get on the board. Get some momentum.
They're playing the wrong kind of desperate hockey.
Yeah,
they're playing hopeful hockey.
In the YouTube chat, I'm trying to find his name. He mentions a Ben H301. He calls him Juraj Slavatsky. I don't know if that's correct. I'm trying to find the actual spelling here. He's the 17-year-old playing in the tournament. He's fantastic. He's got a hell of a shot. Great positional awareness. I saw a couple Slovakia games this tournament. I think he scored in every one that I saw at least. He's a heck of a hockey player. So I'm trying to find his name here. I'm not seeing it. But, yeah, he's I'll find it before the end of the show if you want to look him up. But, yeah, they got some great guys on Slovakia. So it's not like the Blues got completely – or the Blues.
USA.
The U.S. team got completely, trounced by a team that had no business being there. It was just a very heartbreaking loss to see.
Yeah. Well, when you play so good and you're all of a sudden you're might be the favorites, to win gold if we've been playing. And then you just lose, and just to lose to Slovakia, which, they were 1-2 coming in. It's like, that sucks. And they had the opportunities too. You had the lead with less than a minute to go.
Yeah, 47 seconds left, and they gave the lead up. Oh,
yeah, just awful.
Rough.
So, yeah.
Juraj Slavovsky is his name.
Okay. Vancouver.
Very, very good. Vancouver.
Slavovsky. That's him, right?
Ben H301 asks what I'm sipping on. I've moved on to my third beer. I'm on the Schlafly White Lager. That's what I'm drinking right now.
I'm still on my
one of my favorite sipping beers. I had to power through that first one. That was rough.
All right. So Bill and I think Binnington starts tomorrow. Jeff thinks Husso starts tomorrow. So we shall see what happens against Montreal. Definitely getting the Blues to win. So hopefully that happens. Anything else you guys want to discuss? We were closed down here.
I don't know, Bill. You have any thoughts on the Tyler Toffoli trade?
Oh yeah.
So for those that didn't see, Montreal moved him to Calgary for, was it Tyler Pitlick and draft picks?
Right, because Montreal is collecting all the Pitlicks.
Gotta have the Pitlicks.
Yeah,
can't have just one.
Right, they traded for was it Rem Pitlick from Minnesota? I think he played in the Winter Classic, and then Montreal picked him up right after that. And yeah, the trade with Arizona for the other Pitlick last year. It's Toffoli, I think, was the last veteran guy, veteran forward that was on that Montreal team that wasn't going to stick around through the trade deadline. So wasn't surprised. Great pickup for Calgary, I thought. Another, a veteran scorer, play right wing, going to get power play time there. Very, very shrewd pickup by Calgary. I think if Calgary gets good defense and good goaltending, I could see them getting to the conference final this year. They're a very good team.
Yeah, Calgary scares me. I thought for years, this is an underperforming team. They're going to have to unload a Monahan or a Gaudreau to be competitive, because clearly it's not working there. This team, and not just speaking to that 7-0 win by them over the Blues, I've seen them play some of the later games, like the 9:30 starts. Mm-hmm. They're solid, top to bottom. Right. Goaltending's been looking great, and adding Toffoli to that is Toffoli, whatever his name is. It's always one of those names that I'm sure you guys have the same with other names. It's one of those names that in my head, that's the first way that comes to say it, but then I have to make myself say it correctly.
Yeah. That great Italian candy, Toffoli.
Yeah, right.
No, it's Johnny Hockey is having an amazing year for them. No surprise, UFA year for him. So he is going to get paid this offseason, and he probably knows that this is his last best chance with this group in Calgary before he leaves, and he's leading the way. They are a very scary team. As long as, like I said, as long as they get defense and goaltending, and they don't lose somebody like Gaudreau to injury, they are so scary come playoff time.
Well, I think we're going to wrap up the show, and we can watch the third period of this women's game, and maybe U.S. can storm back. We got a power play come up, or is that again? No, Canada's got a power play. Dang it.
Shorty. Let's get a shorty.
Shorty. Yeah. Something.
And just one more mention of our friends at Center Ice. I just want to say that, man, if I don't know if you guys saw, so there's a Facebook group, for example. It's called St. Louis Beer Enthusiasts, and somebody posted the St. Louis Business Journal post of here's the Center Ice Brewery. They're closing in downtown, and make sure you come and see them before Saturday if you want to see them. And every single comment on this Beer Enthusiast page was, oh, I wanted to go out there so badly. It sucks they're closing. And I'm like, they've been open since 2017.
Would have gone.
Yeah.
If
Right.
you
If
would have
would've
gone, maybe they would have been like, hey, we're doing well enough. We can pay this hike in our rent. So,
shorty goal.
You called it. You called it.
Woo!
Nice.
Hillary
I haven't seen it
Knight.
yet.
Woo.
I'll celebrate when I see it.
I was like, I saw it and I'm like, put it in.
But please,
Hillary
please,
Knight.
please, people, don't wait until a business is closing, like a local business, to go out. And this is your public service announcement of the show. If there's a place you want to go to and you're like, oh, this is a cool local business, go out there as soon as possible. Support them. And that's why we always say support local. Support local breweries. Keep these guys open. That's what's great about this city. We have so many great breweries. Go out and visit them. Buy their beer. Make sure they're staying open so you can go out there. And when your friends come in town, you can take them there.
Yeah.
That was the biggest thing for me about Center Ice closing was just, I've got family from out of town. Like I got a couple family members coming in town in the next couple weeks. That was one of the things I was asked. Hey, can we go to Center Ice? I've never been there. No, sorry, they're closing. Can't happen. So if you live here, don't wait until a business is closing. Go out and check it out. Give them your business. Make sure they're staying open and they're getting the support they should be getting from everyone in the area.
Right. And again, it's, their closing is not about, that they just, they're foundering. Their rent got jacked up because that district is going to be the new hotspot in St. Louis, right? With the soccer stadium and with the right down Jefferson, the new National Geospatial Center headquarters is going to be there. Completely redone the exit at Jefferson, which I can't wait. That'll be what I have to use when I go back to the office in a couple weeks. So
that's not where PT's is.
my secondary employment, Jeff.
Oh, sorry, forgot.
Yeah. But yeah, it's, it sucks, but yeah, you missed your opportunity if you're posting, wish I could have gone there.
Yeah. But
and hopefully they'll be back.
Yeah. And I think
they
that's
will
the
be.
plan,
And I'm hoping that people have learned their lesson with this. When they open back up, no matter where it's at in the St. Louis area, go out there, support them. That's what you got to do with local businesses.
Right.
Support for Let's Go Blues Radio is brought to you in part by ID Life, the world's only truly personalized vitamin platform based on a health assessment of your DNA. Visit rockinthatidlife.com for more information. That's rockinthatidlife.com. And get 10% off by emailing Dustin at rockinthatidlife@gmail.com. And tell him Let's Go Blues Radio sent you. And by Center Ice Brewery, St. Louis's tasty hockey-themed beer. Check out your local beer vendors for availability. That's Center Ice Brewery beer. Please drink responsibly. That'll wrap up episode 23 of season 10 of the original St. Louis Blues hockey podcast, Let's Go Blues Radio. Thanks for listening, and thanks to those who participated in the YouTube and Facebook live chats during the live show. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we've enjoyed bringing it to you. For Jeff Ponder and Bill Day, I'm Kurt Price. Until next time, everyone, let's go USA.
Let's go, ladies.
I got a couple things to say.
Ooh,
Let's go, Blues. USA, USA, USA. Fuck the Rams.
Oh, it's a lady.
The Chiefs are at home tonight against Cyanosport at the War Memorial at 8. Good seats are still available. A look at sport. I think that went very well.
Thank you for listening to Let's Go Blues Radio. Now take off, hosers.
I want you to have a heart attack and die so that we never have to do this shit again.
Well, there's 90 minutes of your life you'll never get back. Sorry.
St. Louis Blues, St. Louis Blues. Have you heard the news about our St. Louis Blues? They've only just begun, they're on their way to number one. Now there's no more blues for our St. Louis Blues.